Now to make the daffodil, we first make all of our dimensional pieces. And we Xerox our original again, and we've placed this on 2 pieces of fabric right side together. We sew on the solid line, cut on the outside dash line, and we also cut down the middle. And this makes 2 leaves, or 2 sides of a leaf, and then we're going to remove the paper, turn them, and press them so that the edges are well defined. Next, we're working with this stem section of the daffodil, and we foundation pieced 1, 2, and 3. Now we need to locate where these leaves and these petals are, and so I basted right here on this line, and right here, this is where the leaf meets the seam line, and also here and here. That will transfer the location of those leaves to the fabric side where there are no lines to help us, but we have now these lines to help us. Now we take the long leaf of the daffodil and we're going to place it so that it's 1/4 of an inch past this basting. All the raw edges will be caught in that seam. Next, we're going to cut a piece that's big enough for this corner number 4. And we're going to place it so that it is right side next to that leaf. It is also 1/4 of an inch past the basting. We're going to turn it over and sew on this line. We're going to use a little smaller stitch to perforate the paper. And then once it's sewn, it will open, and we'll show that in a minute. Now, we're going to do the same thing on these corners with the petals of the flower, but this time we're going to stack 2 together. We're going to place them 1/4 of an inch past that basting, and we want the edge to touch the leaf. And then we've cut a piece of fabric that is large enough to cover this corner. We'll place it right side down so that this edge is next to the leaf. When we turn it over and sew on that line, it too will open and cover, and we'll show that next. Here we've added our 2 corner blocks that will enclose the raw edges of these leaves. You can see where we've stacked 2 leaves. You can open them up and you've got a nice little veined petal, flower petal, and then these are enclosed in. Now we still have the pot block and the cup block up here. On this block we will stack 2 petals here on top of each other, pin them, and 2 here. And the trick on these petals is to get them exactly on top of each other, and then you get the perfect little points. So then when we add our cup, these will be in the seams. Now the cup is made by first foundation piecing 1 and 2, 2 being background, 1 being the cup color. And then I basted just on these sides to locate the edges of the cup. Then this fabric, which the dimensions are in your pattern, is folded, so the fold is up here. And we put the sides of the cup on 1/4 of an inch past the basting. Then we're going to pin that, and we cut some background pieces that are big enough for the 4 and 3. And we're going to place those pieces right side down along this edge so that when we turn it over and sew on that line, we're going to have a daffodil cup. Here the sides have been added, so the raw edges are enclosed in those seams. This was hand gathered down here, and you can pin it so that the gathers are even, and then you'll add it to the top here, and that will make your daffodil. You do want to remove the paper though before sewing it, because that creates a lot more bulk. You already have bulk here and bulk here, so you don't need that paper bulk. Now we'll make the pot for the daffodil, and we foundation pieced 1, 2, and 3, 1 being the pot, 2 and 3 being the background. Now we're going to crease this dashed line to locate the rim to this side, and it's a dimensional rim. And how we do this is we cut a piece of rim fabric larger than the rim and batting, and we're going to center that on that folded line. When we turn it over, we'll sew on this dashed line. Once it's sewn, we pull it up. We don't cut away the extra behind it, and this will give our dimension for our rim. And then we'll foundation piece with background area 4 and 5, and this will enclose the edges of the pot. We'll then trim it on this outside dashed line, remove the paper, and add it to our daffodil. Here's the daffodil finished with our dimensional petals and leaves, and here's our little pot with a dimensional rim. It's very easy and very fun. I think you'll enjoy this pattern.